She is a 4-year-old mule. Molly mules, they largely trained and or for grandkids, and that's not really what the situation was with her. Her issues were, as far as I know, was any kind of standoff skittish you kind of see with her. Just not taking it right now in new environment. But what I'm going to start off by doing here, some groundwork where they're checking her out. I'm going to use her like I would if I get a mule in or a horse in for training at my place. I'm going to start off with everything the same way. She's been riding her a little bit at home in the arena. She was doing really good for her. And she took her out on the trail ride and stopped a little bit. And he rode her, got off and checked her back and everything, made sure everything was good. And with the tack wise, got back on her, and she got bucked off. So I believe that's the last time she was ridden. So we'll see what we get into today. I'm hopefully going to make it in the saddle and drive her around, but I'm going to first check some things here on the ground, what she needs to move her feet. It's kind of skittish, stand up, type from what I've just seen just now, kind of watchy. So I'm going to start off by just moving a little bit of her feet around me, trying to clear the front away from her here. So you can see, here's the typical thing that happens. As you see here, I've been trying to, she's kind of afraid of the flag. You see her flinching, but she won't move. Well, as soon as she starts moving her feet, I bet she's going to kind of take off and be skittish and be afraid of it. So it's not okay to have them be good with the flag, standing still. They need to move their feet and get them used to that. So that's what I'm seeing right now, is she's pretty sticky with her feet when it comes to something that she doesn't know what's going on. And as soon as she moves her feet, it's from 0 to 190 in a couple seconds. So that's what I kind of see with her. Kind of evaluate as we go along here. Get her moving here with the flag. I'm going to do as much as I have to. There we go. The only thing I'm asking is go forward. So I kind of started in pretty slow in the first minute or two here. Get her moving again. All I'm asking is her to move her feet. Take everything in steps. That's not the right direction. There we go. She needs to be going a little bit direction. She can't just go backwards. She has to go in the direction I'm asking. And I'm not worried about her being afraid of the flag. That's something you can come out of them if you do enough groundwork you're working with them. First, I need to get her sensitive with the flag and learn how to respect the flag and move off of the flag. That's the first step. There we go. So I'm going to come back in, do it a little quicker this time. On the flag. There we go. What I'm looking for is to go around me in a circle here. She's pretty skittish about it. If Mule, she would be good with the flag. She wouldn't be trotting out, she'd be walking off. And you can see I can take this flag all over. She just doesn't hunkers down and doesn't want to move. She just takes it. Well, that's a bad sign. Usually when they're doing that, if they do take a step, no matter if you're riding or you're doing things on the ground, it can go pretty bad pretty quick. So that's the first sign I see of a problem. She has to move her feet back a little better. She's trying to understand a little bit of question there. And I'm asking her, I'm going to move her feet again. She needs to move their feet. I don't care if it's fast or slow, but I'd rather have them move their feet instead of standing still and exploding on me. I'm going to keep her moving here. She's kind of afraid of the flag. I'm just going to keep moving. And the number one thing with Mule, a lot of people, I just had a call yesterday about it. They want to lunge their mule. Well, if you're going to lunge your mule, and they've never had groundwork or never been lunged before, and they haven't even gone through the process, I can almost guarantee you, unless you have them tied to the post in the middle, or you're 400 pounds and bodybuilder, they are going to tear away from you. So what I'm looking for is just a little bit of pressure and then back off. A little bit of pressure and then back off. I'm not going to keep it there. I don't want her trotting around me. If she trots, that's fine. Kind of tough to get a bend on, up on the halter. So if you read that to a horse, you're going to go right in the middle of that. They're still going to be a little stiff and that, not as much as a donkey, but you got to take all that stuff into consideration. That's a lot of mistakes that people make. I like this reaction better than I like her standing still. You can think, well, she takes good standing still. Like I said before, she's exploded about it. So I'm just going to keep on a little bit with this play. And in the meantime here, what I'm trying to do is get a little bend in her body. Through the shoulder, through the feet. I've got her, get her started thinking on how I want her to move her feet, how she's supposed to bend and look. I need to start her with asking her questions and getting her to answer and try to answer. Most of them with this problem, they're not used to answering questions. They're used to be told what to do. Well, if you just are going to tell them what to do, they're going to freeze. And they're going to be kind of freeze and explode out of the middle of something they don't understand. Unless they're a cowboy and out ride it and out handle them, which is very slim time. You're going to get hurt one time or the other. You need to get them to think. Start thinking about what I'm asking of them. That's the only thing I'm trying to do here, trying to get her to answer my question, which is going here in a circle and having a bend. I'm pushing her out with my leg here at the shoulder, so I want more bend in her body. She keeps hitting the end of that lead rope. I keep pushing on that shoulder, and I only dump on the lead rope when she tightens it up. And keep pushing her shoulder out is making her tighten my lead rope. She wants to lead. Well, that's not the answer. The answer is getting to the lead rope and giving that shoulder and moving that shoulder out. So this is what I start off with. And I'll try to get in the saddle where I can ride her a little bit. You keep looking to the outside. Bump her nose around here a little bit. You want to start moving her hindquarters a little bit more. You get her getting her a little softer. And I'm just going to walk for her hinds. And I'm moving her with my play. And I'm bumping her nose as she tightens it up. Moving her. Moving the feet. Move them. Not quite. Here a little bit. See, she's pretty sticky with the feet, and that's the number one problem she has. Once you get those feet moving, now you start really getting to work on it. There we go. See with my flag, I'll start in kind of slow. And I move to add more pressure as we go along. Trying to get her feet to move. See those hindquarters scoot over. Every time I go over the hinds, there. She wants to sit there a little bit more. She's still not bending the way I want her to, but it's a start. This got to get pretty decent. Her moving on with legs. If you're going to try it with your legs, it's going to be sticky the same way. There. Better. And I'm going to be careful with the flag. I'm going to take it all over and down her legs and checking things out. She skittish about touching her legs here. I'm going to move her off again. She is pretty sticky to go. There we go, a little bit more, better walk in there. As you see, she's already coming down with my flag. There. As much as I was using the flag and getting her with the flag, she's already started to get quiet with the flag. She's not humming her down and pushing as much as you're doing this. So if you got something that's skittish about it, I don't want to worry about desensitizing. I need to get her sensitive to the flag, get her moving off the flag to start with. There. A little set. A little bit of release. There. Trying to get her soft to the flag. There's a little bit bigger step for a time for moving. The only thing I'm doing is trying to get her brain to think about going somewhere instead of just sitting. Keep sitting. Usually, the quieter the mules, the less sticky they are. Now, with her, she's not quite as mule. She's pretty tense. She's afraid to move. She doesn't want to move. She doesn't want to do something wrong. So I'm just going to stand still. And sometime along the line here, she's got to release with that. As long as I stand still, everything's going to be fine. You're just going to let me go. That's just a habit that's there. That was a lot nicer. Moving my flag a lot better. Everything I'm doing is just breaking down into steps. I'd like to have her walking in a circle and going really nice and ending. But to start with, I got to work stuff here with moving the feet with the flag. So I can't expect her. There we go. I can't expect her to be perfect on the ground. So we're going to do a little bit more, just moving the feet, getting her to move off this flag. See your front neck, there we go. Now a little more direction on moving that hind end. Now, I'll come in. That nine, there we go. A little bit more. We go back up there. She sped up just a little bit for me there. Moved off the flag a little bit more. She was doing what I'm asking her to do. Another thing, a lot of people make mistakes. They're doing this thing, groundwork, riding, no matter what they're doing, and they're not thinking how they want it to look. They don't know, like when I'm asking her to come around here, I'm thinking how much bend she has. I'm looking at how much she moves up my flag. Let's see, get her hind moving. Like this, there we go. Move those hind. And how fast I want it, how slow I want it. It's just, you gotta know what you're asking of her and expect that. And go until you get what you expect. In that front, you walk. There we go. And you think with the skittish mule, I would be taking it easy and trying to be calm with her, trying to be gentle. And at some point I might be, but until she starts moving on this flag, I'm going to have to do whatever it takes to get her to move. But the more you stand around and ease with these mules, you got to work through this stuff. There's moving a little more freely. I'm not going to sneak around her and hope everything goes right. I'm going to train on her and make sure things are going to go right. I want to know how they react in a stressful situation, and it all depends on how much stress we put on them. That was a lot nicer there. I'm going to stop on that side, let her stand here for a little bit. But her being sticky does not surprise me. Now the new side. There we go. Better. And it's a day after day process with this. When I get one into training, might be just groundwork. Feeder do a lot of things on the ground, all depends on each mule. Another thing I kind of want to mention here, I don't want her to be afraid of the flag. I want her to be sensitive to the flag. So here I'm going to rub her with that flag. Only time she's supposed to move with that flag, my hand will give her a direction to move. That's when she's supposed to move. Forward. There we go. Forward. There we go. See, on the other side, I had a little more forward motion going on, and it started to get a little bend in my circle. Usually I've got about 3 steps, that was pretty good. She was kind of moved off scared of it. She's still a little scared of it, but her feet are moving, so I'll take that as a win. I'm always going to be aware. I'm always going to be aware of her being skittish and how she reacts to it, but I'd rather have her moving off of it. A little bit of fear right now, and that other side that's going to work itself out and be calm and quiet. There we go. It's a little better. Just going to let her trot and move her feet a little bit. Going. Anytime she kind of pulls on me, I'll lump back. There we go. Nope, that's not the answer. Right now she's questioning me because I let her stop. There, just kind of figuring it out. I let her stop as soon as she moved off the flag. Now we're going to take the next step. We need to keep going in circles. And what I'm doing here, walking in circles here, still looking for that bend. And I'm not going to be standing still in the middle of her. I'm going to be walking with her right behind the shoulder. In my opinion, I should be putting in just as much work as she is. I'm not going to stand here in the middle and look kind of lazy and not do a whole lot. I'm going to be walking with her. There, she's doing pretty good. But as soon as I'm going to go for the hind quarters, she is going to be guarded with it. I can just feel it, I can see it in her eyes, she did it before. As soon as I'm going to start walking toward the hind, she's going to start skidding. There we go. I'm just going to keep on going. There. She had a little more bend. She wasn't quiet yet with it. She had a little more bend. Let's try this again. Circle. My hand is asking her what to do. There we go. Now I feel like I kind of got this down pat. Getting a little more confident with it. Relaxing. And if I just stay out here, walk in a circle, everything's going to be fine. That's what she's saying to herself right now. She's starting to answer questions. She's starting to look for what to do. To start with, she was looking, where can I get a release? That's what she's really looking for. I'm going to go for the hinds. We're going to do a little bit more on the hinds here. Take the next step. And just see on one thing all the time. We got to take a little bit of steps here. There we go. Better. And I like how she's moving her feet, getting kind of loose. She's still a little skitty with the flag, but that stuff will come out by the end of the session here. Any questions so far for me? On what I'm doing and why I'm doing this? Feel free to holler out if you have any questions. And this we'll be doing the same thing in the saddle. Just kind of get started off. Here we're going to look for softness. We're going to try and get them to move their hinds, move their fronts, getting soft, getting to the bit, and being quiet while we're doing it. I can see this already on the ground. When I'm going to saddle her, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a little stiff and a little bit tense when I do bend her. And move her hinds. This will start her from moving the hinds in the saddle. She's already learning how to moving about the flag being around her legs, she's fine as long as she's not moving. Again, we need to have them moving and doing good with it, just as well as standing still. And we're going to give a little bit of release. Letting her be feet a little bit by moving here. And then we'll come in with the flag again, start bothering a little bit. And there, I'm going to let her stop a little, think it through, and then I'm going to move her again. There, one step. They need to be fluid through here. There we go. There, that's a lot better. But however you set it up is what the results are going to get. If I'm going to come in here and think I'm going to do this circle to start with, they're going to yank on you, pull on you. You take 10 minutes longer to do it, it'll be a whole lot easier. Just do it a little bit, get one step at a time, and then build on that. There we go. That time you could say moving while I touch you with the flag. That's a little bit of progress. You still tuck your tail a little bit, all that stuff I'm aware of. There we go. But whatever you're doing, they need to be moving their feet in order to learn. You can't just let them stand still and tense up. They need to move. There we go. That's a lot better. There we go. Still working on that bend on the shoulder at the same time. Getting her bend in the rib cage. I like to have a nice bend all through her body, soften it all the way through. If we get this going pretty good, it'll be a whole lot easier to decide. I'm going to go to hind quarters again. There, it's a little better. I'm going to order her not taking off with it. Then I'm going to come back and make her move. And just stand still. There we go. Get a little bit of release for that. This is everything I check out before I even crawl on it when I get into it training. Because just crawling on her, I don't care how good of a riding you are, you crawl on 5, 6 different horses and mules a day, eventually you're going to get hurt. It's a matter of time. There we go. All right. See how straight she is when I'm actually behind forward. I want a nice, fluid bend. A little bit better. Here. And at times I'm just going to give her a break and not even do anything at all. Just let her soak there for a little bit. A couple seconds. We want to have Mary walk a circle and kind of have it looking in the saddle when I'm walking here on the ground. These are just the basic 3 steps that I like doing on the ground. And we progress with this and progress with the training. I add more and more steps onto the ground. There's a lot of things you can do. What she's going to do is she's going to walk in a circle and have a bend in her body. It's off to the rib cage. And my goal is, when I'm riding, is to do it on a loose rein and do it with my legs. But it takes a long time to get that. It takes time to just practice and practice and practice. And that'd be kind of step 1. Moving her in a circle, getting that circle around. I'd be standing in the middle just like I would be doing groundwork. And from there, this is exercise you can do once you're in the saddle. It's the same exercise. She's stepping over her hind quarters. And she has a shank bit in her, so we're not bending as much as we would be with a snaffle bit. And there's moving the front across, and you can go back into the United Circle. That's how it should be looking when you're doing it in the saddle or even on the ground. These are 3 basic steps I kind of work on. And with her, getting her out and started and going, I might just be moving her hind quarters. with this mule, little radio here. But we want to work on hindquarters, and then I might go back into the circle. We do that hindquarters. If I had a snaffle bit, we can bend her a lot more. She just progressed to the shank bit. So we're not bending as much. She's still figuring out the shank bit. She's got a pretty good idea. She's been ridden, she's 4 years old. We raised her, and we've been riding since we started as a 2-year-old. So we've been all last summer, and most of this summer she's been riding a snaffle bit. Until here about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we started riding her chain. But she's still figuring out with one hand that's not everything that's snaffle bit. We do two-hand it. And that's kind of the process we go through. We put a chain bit in our mules now. A lot of people have this idea about training these mules is putting the big chain bit in right there. We don't have any control over unless we put a bigger bit. Well, the bigger the bit, that's just going to last so long too. So eventually they're going to run through that bit. They're going to treat it just like they did the bit before. Pretty soon you're going to go buy another bit. But somebody said, well, this bit, they can't run off of this bit. I have never found a mule in a big enough bit that they can't run off in it. So what I try to do is get them mentally stable where they want to stay and do things for you. Like just do this groundwork, and you train on them in the saddle with the snaffle bit. I got a mule in for training, and they say, okay, I can't, it just runs off when you run through the bit, runs off with you. I go right back to the snaffle. They ask me the biggest question they got, what are you riding in? Well, you can see we've got 4 snaffle bits hanging there, that's what we'll be riding in. So they do really, really good with snaffle bit and learn everything that I want them to learn. We can rope on, we can go trail ride, we can little circles, we can do drag stuff, all that stuff. Until they mark all those check boxes, and they're moving really good over their feet, legs, and right kind of where we want to be in the arena. Then we'll progress to the shank bit. And that's the only time we put a shank bit in. It's an upgrade. It's not because we have to, it's because we want to get them to ride with one hand, be better with one hand. And so many things here in the real world is horse, bigger bit, chain under the chin, all that stuff. You should be able to handle them without all that stuff going on. And it starts right here on the ground. You got to get them moving, you got to get them quiet, you got to get them to trust you, you got to get them confident with new things. You see her, you can already get a little quieter. A little more. There we go. A little more so you can hindquarters. Run that movement again. So that's kind of the process we go through. If I can't ride him in a snaffle bit, I'm sure not going to upgrade him in a bit. We're training here full-time training. We have a pack room full of bits for every little mule. But once we get them in a shank bit, we try to find a bit that they're comfortable with. Not every mule and not every horse is mounted the same way, so they will ride a little different and on the shank bit that you put in their mouth. So we try to find a bit that kind of fits their mouth, their size, what they're comfortable with riding in. And her mule, I rode her Monday, I think. And before that, she was off for like a month and a half. We just out up this morning on the ride. And that's how we got here at 9:30. We didn't warm her up enough. We came in right into the arena and we started riding. That's how the mule should be coming out. But it takes time after time after time doing this to get a quiet mule where you bring them out and ride them. And if they're not quiet when they're coming out, you need to start training them. You gotta get her feet moving. You need to get her thinking. So that's kind of what I expect out of my mules. And if it doesn't happen, we just go to work. It's not a bad day. It's just we get trained on it a lot more. So it's kind of take that opportunity to train on. So here I'm gonna move her again. I need to let her have a little bit of soak time here. And she up to me. That's not by accident. I will not take pressure off her if she wants to go out and about and try to pull away from me. I want her thinking come into me the best idea ever. Even if I get scared or anything goes wrong, I want her looking in toward me. There we go. Anytime you're training on it, there I didn't even my flag. She moved off of my hand already. So this time I'm going to bring the flag into her, rub it on this side, I have now a lot of this. Move it again. And you see, she's barely tightening up my lead rope. That's how I want her. I'd like to have her a little more thin yet. And that's just something we're working on. So the one thing she was bothered about, I'm going to bother some more, since she's kind of okay with the flag going up on her butt. We're going to go to the next thing. We're going to go back down to the feet. Now she's going to probably tighten up on the lead rope again, but I'm going to rub on her, work my way down to the feet. And if she stops, that's fine. There wasn't too bad. Let her stop there, face me, rub on a little bit, that's okay. She has done very little licking and chewing, that's something I'm aware of. She still isn't comfortable enough for me to do anything like that. Her mouth, looking through here, her mouth, all her muscles are very tense and tight all the way through her mouth. So that's something I'm aware of. I'm hoping by the end of this session, we can get her calm and comfortable enough that she can start working that mouth and moving it, get her more relaxed. There we go. Not a bad on the feet as she thought. She's kind of taking now, taking steps. I don't want them to fail. I'm not going to, a lot of people talk about putting pressure on them so they can handle pressure once they get pressure. Pressure happening out on the trail where it's a bag flying right in front of you or underneath you or behind you. You want them to take that really well. Well, I'm not going to start off by bringing the tarp out and dragging it all over herself. She's still afraid of my play. I'm going to take everything in steps, make sure that she can see the end of the tunnel somehow. If you're going through a tunnel, you don't know if it drops off or keeps on going. You don't know where the end brings to you. If you go through a couple different tunnels, and you know that the end is somewhere, you know there's an end, there's a relief at the end of it. She's going to try. And that's what I want her to do. Try and take things when I ask her of it. I'm not going to add so much pressure on her that I can't. That she can't handle it. Yeah, she might be scared a little bit, but I'm not going to bring in the tarp and drag it on. Just drag it all over. I'm going to start getting her thinking the same thing. And I'm going to treat my tarp the same as I do my flag. I'm going to get her to move off my tarp. I'm going to get her to be okay with the tarp. No matter where I put it, if she's a little confused, I'm going. That flag won't bother you much. There we go. Flag underneath the belly. Then she'll stop the flag at front feet. Keep moving. There we go. And see me here. I'm going to try take this flag away while she's still moving. Let's get moving pretty good. There we go. More movement. Bring that flag in here. I'm going to take it away before she stops. If you take it away every time she stops, she's going to think, well, you want me to stop because it's in front of me, and you take it away and it's just a pressure and release thing. If you take the pressure away once they stop, they're going to keep on doing it. Wherever you take the pressure off, wherever you quit with them, that's where it's what they're going to be thinking is the right answer. Move behind quarters here. A little better. She's not quite as skittish. She's still not good with it, but she's not. She's at least moving her feet. I like to have her a little bit more bend. More bend. Now, there we go. Any questions? Answer for you?
I got one for you. Does a mule lick their lips like a horse does when they kind of get into you?
They do. Yeah. This one gets pretty hard to get that going already.
And she got it off.
Not that I've noticed, I don't know if anybody else seen it, but she has not moved her lips at all. And it's so typical. The more I train on these mules, it's just so typical. There's so much out there that people use more force. It's force people that get into mules, and you can see the difference in the mules. The mules will not put up like the horses will. Their cheeks the first time you just did a little bit. You have to make it crystal clear, even if you're training on horses. The more you make it crystal clear the questions you're asking them, the better they're going to understand, the easier your job's going to be. When I'm training on these mules, I've heard this saying, if you give a lazy man a hard job, they'll find an easy way to do it. Well, I like to be lazy when I'm working with these animals. The more lazy I am, that means less physical I'm doing, to get more mental control, more mentally stable. And a lot of people who mess with these mules, they train a horse, and it always seems it's a mule with color. The thing is, they're going to start out with a nice looking mule, and that's grabs people's attention that train on horses. And it's always the mules that the color that have these problems. And they start training on these mules, this first mule they train on, and they kind of push through things, and it can take a little bit longer than the horses, and they're thinking they can make changes, the things need to happen. You take a little bit of time, you go smooth and fast, smooth and slow, you'll get there the fastest. That's a lot of the problems I see with the mules is people, it's not just horse people, mule people do it the same way. They don't get them to think, they fight through every little thing. I like to set it up where I'm not working as hard. And they're doing most of the work until I ask them, until they realize what's going on. Like she's starting to realize what's going on. She can be pretty lazy here. She wants to be. She still has to move her feet. She still needs to keep going. But I'm not forcing her to do anything. Only thing I did ask her to start with was just move her feet forward. It can be a little bit to the side and forward, or it can be just straight forward. I need to move her feet, so I give little steps. I don't ask a whole lot. This is kind of not good enough where I like to saddle her and get her moving on. But I might do it, just to give you an idea of it. I don't know what she'll do when I saddle her, but I'm going to go put the saddle on her. I'm going to work a little bit on the ground with her with the saddle. And when I'm saddling, it's a good habit to have when you're training on mules, horses, no matter what, is get them to stand quiet in the saddle without being tied. Like I'll have all mine, we try to ground tie them, we try to, I'm going to have to rush on a little bit here. But this, if you take anything home from this little demo I'm doing, is the groundwork is a lot more important than anything else instead of rushing into the saddle. I wouldn't advise your mule doing groundwork like she is right now to get on her and ride. And I get that going really, really good. There she's looking at you again. Like I said, we usually spent 2-3 days and this groundwork, especially with her. I'm not in a hurry to get the saddle because I know what I've got once I go into the saddle. I have a good idea what the outcome's going to be. But then again, you have to keep in mind, eventually you are going to have to crawl in that saddle no matter how they are. It's just a matter of fact. Like they were saying, she used to stand still really good to Tack. Seems like he's doing really, really good. But if you see me in my groundwork, she'd rather stand still and not move rather spend a week or two doing groundwork, if your ability is not to ride some of that buck carries on, spend a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just on the ground with it, getting that going pretty good. Another thing with her that I noticed, I wonder if they mentioned it when they dropped her off last night, is she had a lot of bad saddle fitting on her. And if you cowboy enough, you can kind of ride through or get squirmy and get sore and keep on riding her. They're eventually going to get numb to it probably until somebody else starts riding her. And she's going to act out. But trying to get a saddle that fits her. This doesn't fit the best, but it fits okay for what I wanted to do this morning. And pads can make a big difference on fitting these saddles. Get the bridging on her. I don't know if they rode her with bridging or not. I can't remember what they said last night. We talked about it. But if you don't know your mule ever had bridging on, don't go to the trailhead, haul out to the trailhead and put a bridging on and look and see what happens. You're just asking for an accident. Most of the mules had a bridging on because of their wither in the back. They're just pretty tense about lifting their tail on her. That's just that I'm aware of when I'm doing this. I know when I get in the saddle, she's going to be pretty tense. Because I start bending her and moving her. Maybe that's tense that she would have been to start with. It's going to be pretty tense about it. Kind of steps and process, you can go out to the mirror again and just trot circles and get her going pretty good in circles. Try to do loose rein. Everything loose rein. Once I can do loose rein, walk, trot, load circles, on loose reins, with direction and purpose, then I'm going to move up into that shank bit. Yeah, they might not be perfect every single time you get them out, but it's something you can work on. They need to be pretty good at it, at a walk and trot on loose rein. Just moving on your leg and saddle and seat there before I would move up into the shank bit. I'm going to bring her out here and move her around a little bit with the saddle on before I crawl on her. She should stop without pulling up on the reins. We'll see if she makes a little monkey. You get her to stop on the loose rein. Get what you see. You might make a liar out of us. She should relatively slow down at least and ask if you do it. And then go back down to a walk. Again. Start walking in a circle. What I'm going to have you do is move the front around. And try not to use any reins. And then spin. Spin or turn around either way. Just with your legs. Won't center tension on you, might not be able to do it. There we go. Should be able to do it on loose rein. Now take a hold of your left leg, left rein, and do it with just length reins, no legs. Walk through a little bit. Lock, lock, lock. I don't mind riding with legs and rein. I want to ride with just legs, and I want to ride with just rein. That's how the rope I want my mules to be. It's not because it's a mule like I beat that. Yeah, you just can't get what you can with horses. It's the same way, just the amount of time you put into it, whatever you train on. There's still a deep line. We were at Shepherd, Tennessee this summer, July. I had never known that donkeys could be that handy. Most of my mules would get, those donkeys were so broke. You think a donkey would be slow, stubborn, wouldn't move. These donkeys were moving, they were doing lead changes, they were loading circles, stopping side paths, moving the front end around. Like, it was crazy what they were doing with donkeys. I knew it was possible, but it was not just one donkey doing it. It was like 10, 15 donkeys in there doing this. And if they can do it, sure, they can do it with Mule. But they're not going to go in and compete with a horse in reining or cutting or anything like that. But you're not going to either going to take a draft horse in and try to win a reining class or a cutting class. It's just not. It's just whatever you breed to. If you breed to a donkey, they're going to be a little slower because that's what their breed is. That's why pedigree, you take a barrel horse, he's a little humpy with this. And I don't care if she's humpy with that thing on it. You're going to keep on moving her until she kind of relaxes and moves. But the same thing as me bringing that. Right now, this saddle is the same thing. What she wants to do is shut up and not move. But one thing I like to see progress in, I can get her moving, but she doesn't take off either. She's not going 0 to 190 in a couple seconds. She's actually starting to think things through. She's not running off with you. So we're starting to get on that brain end of it. She can handle this, start to handle a little more pressure. Doing pretty good. We're going to move the hind. She's going to get a little swirly through with the saddle on. She doesn't like to play as much. I think what she was doing pretty good without the saddle. Put the saddle on, she had the saddle on her 100 times. Why is she doing it now? It's just different. Just like moving from one side to the other. But there's no, what I'm getting at, there's no excuse what your mule, your donkey, or your horse can do. Everything might be just a little bit slower. I can't go and compete with a really well-bred horse on my mules. It's just not possible. And being competitive, draft stallion to quarter horse. Yeah, you only have a little more athleticism than a draft horse. But it all depends what somebody's looking for and what they're looking at. Go and buy your first mule. I wouldn't go and see, like, unless you've got the ability to train on it and understand what you're getting into, there's getting a lot of bend. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You're getting a lot more bend in that shoulder and rib cage. Now turn her head into the knee. So walk in a circle, get a little better. If you're going to go out and buy a cheap mule, $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 for it, you're going to get exactly what you're going to pay for in these mules. And like this mule, they paid enough for it, and they should have had a better mule, but it's just misrepresented. And they're still going to have that same as horses and mules, it's the same deal. I'm going to go for the hinds. Scoots a little bit, and keep on walking until start getting comfortable with this. And another thing, biggest thing that helps, you look at my body motion to my body. I did not change when she sped up. I didn't pick up speed, I didn't flinch. You need to be calm, confident. If you're not calm and confident, your horse or mule, they're not going to be calm and confident either. Work a little bit with the flag. I kind of like her to quiet down and play a little bit more. And what does it look like when we get into the saddle? This is the main thing that people need to work on that I see mules coming into training is this stuff right here. It's working with them on the ground, getting them quiet. It's no different than when you're riding the saddle. Just because they move their hindquarters, move their front, blow the circle, I want to know what is going through that mule or horse's mind. I want to know, are they mentally stable? Are they doing it out of fear? Or are they doing it out because they want to? There's a big difference. Right now, we still got a little bit of both going on. Here, walking in a circle, she's doing it because she wants to. Not as much out of fear. She's quiet. She's a little worried about it. You can see that in her eye and ear. not quite calm and quiet as I like her to be. I'm going to move back to hindquarters and movement. But you can see with her, you don't need a big bleach hanging underneath her. You don't need gimmicks hanging on her head, trying to get her to do things. If she's too much to handle, do less. Take one step at a time. Break one step down into 5 steps. You have to. In a week's time, you won't know the difference. You spend a little bit more time with it instead of just forcing things with it. And like me, I'm not hiding anything from her. I'm not sneaking up on anything. I'm still moving my flag. I'm still adding pressure. I tap the side a little bit there, worried her a little. But all this stuff needs to check out and be good before I let you get in the saddle. And I'm calling this saddle right now. I'm pretty sure I can handle her and sit on her and get her going, but that's not the point of me being able to do it. Sometime here in 30, 40 years from now, I won't be able to do it, rough it out. I want to still be able to train these mules and horses and do it more mentally than physically. A lot of things I see when come into training is they never focus on people getting older. They never focus on getting their horses more mentally and less physical contact with them. That's why I'm saying with her, like being able to do it with loose rein. You can do it on loose rein. That is a mental game. That's 100% mentally and 0% physical. I pick up on that rein a little bit. That is physical and not mentally. But I want to be able to have them both, in both directions, both ways. Right now, with her, even though 40 years from now, we still work her with her even having problems. I'll work through this stuff all and get it, make it even better than I would right now. Being able to be younger, being able to crawl in the saddle and not ride. I would work on it and get things better on the ground and then move in the saddle. That way nothing will happen when I get there. So if you're older and you have trouble with it and you're not as good of a rider or not as physical fit, break those steps down. Do it 10 times, 20 times. Do it longer, do it for a month, do it for 2 months, whatever it takes. Getting older is definitely not an excuse for it unless you're really physical and unable to do it. This last weekend we had to ride with a friend down in Grayson Highland State Park in Virginia. Very rough country, very rough going. This guy had mules most of his life. We rode 14 miles one day. He's 82 years old. He had 2 back surgeries, both shoulder surgery replacement, double knee surgery replacement. He's got 2 rods in the back of his back. The mule he's riding is 11 years old now. He bought her as a 3-year-old with 15 rides on her. And that would have been when he was 71 or 72 years old. And he did all the training on her. He's done multiple mules. He had no idea what he's doing and couldn't read horses, couldn't read mules. There's no way that would have worked. And the only way you can keep on riding as you're getting older is get more skill, knowing and reading these mules, doing more mentally than physically. So that's what I'm getting at. Do more mentally instead of physically. It's just getting tools and being able to read these mules and horses. I'm just going to keep moving her a little bit here. I like how she's getting a little quieter. She's still not near where I like her to be. But it takes a couple of days to get it. It takes time to get it. And in the last couple of years, I slowed down. Probably the last 2 years, I slowed down and did less and less and less. And I'm more fine-tuning on being in time with it, being able to read it. Put a lot of effort into not always possible, but try to get more talent, more skill, instead of getting stronger and physically more. People would work on themselves a lot more on reading the horse, reading the mule, and learn out how they think, how they react, how they go about life, put more, maybe a little bit more science into it, thinking how their brain works, how it works, how they react out in the herd, all that stuff, instead of worrying as much of how he can make that horse lope and circle in the arena. And how things go right by doing whatever it takes to get it. And that's saying on the physical end of it. And I'm not saying at times you don't have to get physical. You got to get firm with it at times too. It's not just patting and giving the treats. That doesn't work either. But there's a fine line there between getting too physical and working things through. I'd rather get very little accomplished than spend 45 minutes on that. And physically, it looks like I don't get a thing accomplished. But mentally, inside, they're so stable and they're just happy to be with you. They want to do things for you, even if it's just the smallest walking circle around you. Getting them quiet, getting them mental. That means more to me than the physical end of it, being able to look around like she was. I'd rather have them mentally, physically, in good condition, and have a good mindset on it, rather than rushing things and getting through things. Because here in a month's time, you get them wanting to do things for you. And wanting to get to do things for you. It makes everything so easy. You get them to say yes and start getting them to say yes to questions and stuff. It's just so easy to get things done. It's a lot easier. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. It's just a small part of what we do. It's hard to give a lot of an hour's time. But if you have any questions, I'll be out back and be doing the clinic here in an hour. We can answer more questions.